Better by God. I've known you for well over 20 years.
Yeah.
You were from the Czech. Tell us about who is Better by God.
Okay, Beta Bajgart is formerly Alžběta Bajgartová. That's my name. That's the name in the passport.
Yeah.
So we came to Ireland, myself and my husband Alex, like you said, 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
Because did I meet you shortly after you came here? And we met in the Unitarian Church, didn't we?
Yeah. And then we sang in the choir together.
That's
in
right.
In the Diva Voces with
Oh,
Liz
Diva.
Powell.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we became friends, and we've been in touch on and off throughout the whole 20 years, right?
Oh, I always remember you saying I was the first Irish person who invited you to their house.
Yes,
it was a Patrick's Day. Yeah,
yes.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
yes.
and we were on the roof.
Yeah,
It was. So thank you for being one of my very first Irish friends.
Yeah.
It's really, it's really not. It's great. You know, it's great when you come to the country as a foreigner and you find a friend from the country.
Yeah.
Tell
us how you came to Ireland.
So I came to Ireland in 2004 after the enlargement of European Union.
Yeah.
I worked in Prague in the Czech radio as a journalist in the foreign desk department. And I was married to my husband back then, and he was working in some really shitty job in Prague. Didn't enjoy it, and I did not enjoy my work very much back then because it was war in Iraq, and I remember in newsroom, like we were, you know, all the time reporting about all the negative. Yeah. Negative things that were happening, the war, and I just didn't. I didn't feel it. Didn't feel like me. So, and then Alex, he got a job through a friend here in Ireland, in Tala, in printing factory in Tala.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this sounds interesting. I'd like to do that. We didn't travel very much before we came to Ireland. You know, like people travel now in their 20s. Yeah. We didn't do it.
Well, that's something I wanted to ask you about, because it was an interesting moment in the huge political change in Eastern Europe. Like, when did the communist era end in Czechoslovakia?
Yeah. So officially, historically, it ended in 1989.
Yeah.
17th of November, which is.
So you were in your 20s then, or teens?
I was no. I was 14.
Teenager.
I was 14. I was 14. But time flies. I am 50 this year. It's that long ago. It's really. It seems like not that long ago, but it is actually.
But it took a while for it to manifest, because like it that ended, but then Czechoslovakia split apart.
Czechoslovakia split apart in 1993.
93, yeah.
And it was peaceful separation, just like the change of the regime was peaceful as well, which was really unheard of in the historical European context. So I grew up in communist Czechoslovakia, and
so you're grown up in communist Czechoslovakia, then that changes. Yeah. Did you immediately feel the change in the emphasis in the curriculum? Because it would have been very Soviet influenced, you would have been learning Russian.
It was a big change in everything. Like, all of a sudden the the narrative in the society changed. I don't know if I were very aware of all the consequences and everything, because I was only 14. I was a teenager and I didn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But it's only now when I think about those times and I think about where I grew up, it's kind of coming to me, and I'm kind of realizing that we grew up in very dysfunctional society and dysfunctional family, and it was very the generational trauma is as big as is in any post-communistic country, or even as big as in Ireland.
But it's just I find the fascinating. I was in Moscow in 1988. It was, you know, so it was obviously still totally communist.
Yeah.
But just coming from the West, it was just fascinating to be in a place where it just felt the ethos was so different. I know everything was so controlled, and I did know somebody. I remember my sister lived in Amsterdam, and she knew somebody from Czechoslovakia who was there illegally, and they had worked in a puppet theatre in Prague, and under the communist system everybody had a job. So in this puppet theatre they had 2 complete casts, 2 whole all the technical and everything. It was like overemployment of everything, but everybody had a role.
Had a job. And
everybody was kind of taken care of but kept down.
Yeah, so you have, it's huge. Like when you just open this, you're like opening Pandora box. So yes, everybody had a job, but it was like job under a system, very controlled system.
Controlled, yeah.
And then you, if you were a bit lazy and you didn't want to work, you kind of had a lot of opportunities to kind of work around the system.
Yeah.
And so that's what many Czech people learned to do, you know, kind of work around the system.
Yeah.
Which there are really great parts of being able to do that, but also sometimes not so good, because morals are a system as well.
There's the moral thing, and then for ambitious people or people who want to get on or have dreams, you're crushed.
Absolutely. So
either that or you manipulate into the system and you go, well, I'll work within the power structures, and then it's toxic.
Yeah, absolutely. So my mom, she had 2 sisters, and they emigrated in '68 to London. And
oh wow!
Yeah. So I had kind of knowledge of, you know, what was happening around.
Were you able to visit London?
I was, but very limited. We could never go as the whole family. So one kid always had to stay home, because there was a fear that you go and you will stay in the capitalist bourgeois country. It was not allowed. So it was either my parents and my sister traveling to visit aunties, or me and my parents, or we never could have gone together. So that's the first thing. The second thing when you said the crush, you were crushed.
Yeah.
So my dad, he was very talented artist, and he wanted to go and study Academy of Art.
Yeah.
And it was, of course, very prestige, but he was not allowed to do that because he already was married to my mom, and my mom had sisters in capitalist country. So he was like, no, you have the black dot. You are not.
He wasn't allowed.
No, he was
not. How
not.
did he process that?
Oh, he did not.
See,
he did not. But it was not only he started to abuse alcohol, and unfortunately, he's not the only case. Like the dysfunction in the system, that's what it did to people.
Yeah.
The kind of the squishing, the not enoughness, the you have to do what you're told.
And even in the artistic expression, those people who got on and got their it's a bit like fund. Actually, I'm just thinking it's a bit like here now with box ticking sometimes with funding, but that if you wanted to get on, you had to carry the narrative through your work.
Absolutely. So the people who actually were getting the jobs and who got to the academy, they had to make statues of Stalin. You know? So it was.
So the people who were going that level were mediocre. Really, because they were the type who would.
So it was really very complex and complicated and quite dysfunctional.
And tell us within that.
Is it not like administration being in charge of arts? The kind of weird wonkiness that comes with that.
Well, there's totally that, and the administration there being connected to the political system. But I find with the administration here too, I see a level of control of output related to the gatekeepers have their ideologies and their emphasis, and the market is demanding something else. And there's a world of artistic expression that's funded, and there's the world of artistic expression that is actually responding to the world. I even see that here. But it was in extremis there. How did true artists, was there an underground? How did people survive? Like your father, did he find his allies, and did he, within that system, find a way to function as an artist, or was he totally destroyed?
It's really hard for me to say, because I did not know enough art people to be able to say, okay, well, they were gathering secretly. From what I know is that people were scared, and so it was scary to find an ally, because you never knew. Maybe that person that I'm talking to at the table now, maybe they are responding to secret police. You never know. You're very alone.
So everybody watched the tone.
Yes.
Everybody.
And it was double morals. So basically, you were you were saying something at home, and then your parents would tell you, "Oh, you should never say that at school or outside. Don't ever say that." So the world was the scary place outside the house.
And even within the house, the parents couldn't be sure how their children were being indoctrinated. So
it was very. And then but back to the art, like there was a lot of underground movement, and it was amazing. There was like home theaters, there were writers, but again it was all smuggled underground to abroad, maybe translated to English or some other languages, but it was all secretive. It was all persecuted, like people who were known for producing art that was not part of the social narrative. They would be watched. There would be black cars parked outside your house. Your steps would be watched. It was like, it's bizarre. And then
did that just end then overnight?
Well, the underground movement was really strong. So it was really bubbling, and it was like you burst a bubble, and it was out. So it kind of almost happened overnight, but it was there was a lot of burning already. Because
for the administrative type people, the mediocres who kept the whole system in place, did they get any uppance, or where did they disappear to when the system changes? Where's their role?
Yeah, so they went quiet for years, and then they step back into the political regime or system in a different role. The whole dysfunction of the system, it went in the circle, and now the society is still, especially after the last elections, it's not great what's happening in Czech Republic. Well, the political regime is really it's corrupted. We have now a premier who basically he can't formulate sentence without grammar mistake. It's really shocking, and all that is happening. But I have to say one thing: all that is happening as a backdrop to thousands of great people, amazing and rich culture, architecture.
Wow.
All that is there, like the tradition. Like it's the Central Europe. It's the pillar of the culture. It's just amazing what we have as nation, and it's incredible. But unfortunately, it's all surrounded by all this political and social bullshit. So I don't know. Hopefully, slowly.
Is there any unease there with the way Putin is pushing out into Ukraine and looking to a greater Russia again?
Definitely, yeah, I think so, absolutely, and that's where because there is unease, the political structures or people who are offering simple solutions are being voted. And they might not necessarily be the right people to. Because
would there still be a strata in the political class and just ordinary people who would be look favourably to Russia and to the?
Yeah, look, what is happening is actually there is capitalism in Czech Republic now, but. The society did not heal from the communism, even though that was like 40 years ago, almost. No, yeah, almost. Yeah. And then people, many people are thinking that what they had those 40 years ago, because they had work, they had jobs, they had houses.
A relative security.
Yeah, relative security. They feel there is a huge group of people who feel well, that was better than now, because now is uncertainty. Now we can't afford buying houses. Now we can't. Prices of everything go up, and because the society did not heal, like I said, people are referring to the old times and. They are forgetting that life transcends food and basic things. You need to have.
But it's just a shame the way the two systems clash. I remember an American person I knew saying at the time that Russia collapsed, saying there's a real moment there where maybe they can come up with a version of capitalism that is somehow ameliorated by the higher ideals of communism. And I remember thinking that's never going to happen, because it's like from one extreme to another, because the extreme capitalist project is rendering huge stratas of the world that it's almost gone feudal. You know, people are so dispossessed, no workers' rights, and can't afford basic. And then you've got the uber wealthy, and it's really splitting like that. So it's coming in that moment too, where capitalism certainly isn't the ideal. The only ideal could be Europe.
I don't know what is ideal. It's really difficult. But the systems are just broken. The systems are not ideal. The systems are not.
But
working.
The one thing about the capitalist system is that there is ostensible openness. So at least you can go, okay, well, this is it, and I can. I will have my values, and I will try and work within the system.
At least that you can't do in totalitarian.
You cannot do that in totalitarian. I remember really feeling that when I was in Moscow. But what really struck me there, like they called it public splendor and private squalor. But I mean, I couldn't get over, for instance, the underground in Moscow. It was every station was like a museum, beautiful chandeliers and everything. I mean, there was an aesthetic. Just visiting, you went, wow. Was there a similar thing in the Czech?
I think the design, public design of places in the communist regime was really shit. But we have beautiful historical buildings, and a lot of them. So except they were not kept, so a lot of them were derelict. It's a lot has been happening.
So when you were 14 when that happened, and then what did you go on and study when you left school?
So I left school and then I studied Czech language and music.
Oh, you studied music. Oh, I thought you did journalism. This is interesting.
Well, I studied Czech language and music because I played piano for since, I don't know, I was 8 years old. Yeah. And then because I always wanted to be somebody who is telling story. I always wanted to be a photographer, and I always wanted to be film director. That's how I saw myself. And I remember of course, the part of the fun of the system was that you were never enough to apply to any school like that. You know, it's like, oh, come on, you don't have enough talent, enough what. So I took, and I did not know that, but I took a detour. Yeah. So I studied music and Czech language. I thought I maybe become teacher, but I knew it was not really going to happen. And then I started to study journalism because that brings you closer to telling stories and all that. And then I worked as a journalist in the radio and also in local newspaper.
You did amazing things. You went to China.
I went to China for a year. That was fun year. Completely different planet. That was in 2002. I spent
and then wow, the system in China at the time, because that was before things really opened up there, wasn't it?
2002. They kind of started to. You know, it started to develop really rapidly. And I remember going to, you know, you would go on a bus somewhere and then you were coming in the evening and there was a bridge all of a sudden. They were building so fast and everything was happening so fast.
It's amazing how quickly the whole image of China changed from the people in the Mao jackets on the bicycle. And I always remember when you said when you moved to Ireland, Alex came here and you thought, I'm going to go too. But I remember you telling me that to begin with you thought, oh, what job will I get? And you worked as a cleaner for a while.
Yeah, well, I wanted to work as a cleaner. Okay. I did not want to go to work in the pub. That was something I did not want to do. But I would not mind to work as a cleaner, but I just could not get any job as a cleaner. I just could not. I was sent
because
CVs,
they were saying you're a journalist and you've covered this, that, the other. You've worked in China and you want to clean.
Yeah, I was really silly. I was not lying on my CV and I wanted to be cleaner. And then my friend, she looks at my CV and she says, "You're really stupid. You need to adjust the CV according to the job that you're going to apply for." Yeah. And right, didn't occur to me until that day. So I started adjusting. Yeah. And then I saw an advert it used to be FAS. I don't know what
FAS, I don't know, do they have FAS? It used to be ANCO and then it was FAS and I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
There's a variation of it. All those people out there can go and check it on the internet.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Okay, FAS, I don't know, there's something. It was the working.
The place where you can go and you can get a job in a nutshell. So, and I saw advert there saying we are looking for part-time photographer for makeover photography studio, and I was like, it's me,
because you'd already studied photography.
I did not study, but I took a lot of pictures as a journalist. I was going on my when I worked in a local newspaper. You have to do everything when you're working on a local newspaper. So you have to write, you have to research, you have to go and take picture with the camera, and that's what you do.
Because I remember watching that whole moment evolve with you, because you said, you went doing that, and then the photography just took off.
Yeah, it did, because I already knew I loved it so much
because
more.
Because it was what you really wanted to do.
Yeah, it always was the thing. I found some pictures from when we went for like a ski trip with the primary school. Yeah. I was 12. Yeah. And my aunt gave me a camera. It was the old the old analog camera. Yeah. And I found those pictures, and they were pictures just of my classmates' portraits. You know, I just loved that. It. That was just
There was your niche.
So that was my wow. This is what I want to do. So I have.
So what happened? You got the job.
I got the job. I was able to buy my first digital camera, and then I applied for a job advertised by VIP magazine publisher.
Oh, I remember
Michael
you
Doherty,
worked. You worked for them for ages.
I worked for them for 4 years as an in-house photographer, which was
incredible
as well.
So that would have been your introduction to the Irish celebrity class.
Yes, that was my introduction. And sometimes it was very painful, but it was also there was a lot of advantage as well, you know, because I'm the foreigner. She needs to be explained. She doesn't know, you know, and you forgive foreigners many things. So, and I remember one of my first photographs that I was taking was of Keith Duffy from Boyzone. Yeah. And of course, we knew about Boyzone in Czech as well. And I was like, oh wow, okay, but I did not know how he looked. I was not listening to Boyzone. So, and I remember that the shoot was in Olympia Theatre or around Olympia Theatre, and it was just one quick picture. It was not like proper photo shoot. It was just me and the camera. And then I come to the guy who is standing in like in the side door by the stage, and I say, "Hi, I'm so sorry. Do you know where I could find a manager of Boyzone?" And I told him the name, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's that woman over there." So I went to that woman over there, and I say, "Keith Duffy, I'm here from the VIP magazine taking the picture." And she's like, "That's the man you just asked about." So I was like, oh my God. But of course he could not be nicer about it. They are just beautiful guys. So he was really kind, really nice, took the picture.
I bet he got a laugh out of that.
He was. And then, you know, only when I saw then people, because we did the picture outside Olympia Theatre, and people were passing and they were like, "Oh my God, let's take the picture with Keith Duffy." So
and you've just been saying,
like,
5 minutes before you were going, "Hello, can you point me to Keith Duffy's manager?" But you would have met all the...
But I got away with it because I was the
Who was the
foreigner.
most famous person you photographed during that?
I think Westlife were probably the most famous. They were the most famous guys that I photographed. And when I worked for RTE, I think the most famous would be certainly Will Ferrell, who came.
Oh. Wow, did you meet?
I did not know that was passing by, stop for our photographer, tick tick tick, go.
Right,
that was not that was not me. But
that was an amazing moment
famous.
when you got to work in RT, because you were. I remember that moment too. You talking about you were renegotiating your contract with VIP, and you thought, I could get something better than this, and you did.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I was so impressed by you. I was so impressed. I think that when you're in a different country, it gives you a great drive. Sometimes you can see a possibility. I've felt that myself. I've seen it with people who've immigrated, and you see possibilities in a different way. That was so. What year was it you started working on? It was Fair City. You became the photographer for.
Yes.
What year was that?
That was 2011.
Yeah, and you ended up working for them for years.
For 12 years, actually.
12. So was that? Did you enjoy working?
I really did enjoy it. It was great. Fair City people are fantastic people. I had the best time. Cast and crew are amazing. I loved it. I really did.
Yeah.
And also because it was regular gig, it also gave me opportunities to do my own projects that were not paid for, that I was doing just for
so you started exploring your, not just in photography but in filmmaking.
Yes.
Because that's your main thing now, documentary filmmaking.
Yeah.
And are you totally freelance now?
I am totally freelance.
And how, well, I suppose you had all those years doing that, but it's scary. It is very, very scary going from regular work to freelance. How have you found that?
I found it extremely scary, extremely unnerving. It was difficult, but also I was thinking about it the other day when I grew up, I did not even know anyone who had business, you know, like,
yes, yeah.
again, back to the childhood trauma, if you like, not putting myself into any victim. It's just the baseline,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I did not know, like, Jesus, business. What does it even mean to have your own business?
Yeah.
So that was really challenging, but I was also, again, very lucky, because when I was finishing in RTE, I was sort of halfway through. I knew that I was getting funding for the documentary film, The Forest Midwife.
Yeah.
So I was working, that was funded by the Department of Agriculture.
And The Forest Midwife is about...
The Forest Midwife is about Catherine Cleary, the former journalist, food journalist, not former journalist, but the food journalist who turned forester, and
she bought land down the country.
Yes, and she planted 27,000 trees.
Yeah.
Gorgeous project, and I read about it from her column in Irish Times, and I thought, this is amazing. I love to go back to nature.
Yeah.
And I would love to work in this space. So I contacted her, and we made the film.
And tell us about that film. That is, where can people see that, or is it?
So the film is about the journey. Not only, you know, you're planting thousands of trees on a barren piece of land in Roscommon, but also it's a journey of a woman in her midlife, you know, finding new purpose. And because there are so many layers in this, it's not just about nature and trees, it's about human and human relationship to nature. So I decided that I would like to give a voice to a tree, to represent the nature somehow, and also to introduce the land in Roscommon, you know, in some poetic way. So I was very lucky that Kerry Nee Doherty, this beautiful writer from Clare, she agreed. She took the commission, and she wrote a gorgeous poem for the tree, for the film.
And what tree did you choose? Was it the tree that was on the land?
Yes, it was the tree that was on the land, one of the biggest and actually dying ash tree.
Yeah.
And ash being one of the main trees in Irish mythology as well. And also when we were filming on our last day, it was first day when Catherine had short sleeves, and she has tattoo of ash in Om alphabet on her hand, but we did not know that, and she did not know when she was doing the tattoo. She did not know that tree will be in her life. So we picked the ash tree. Kerry wrote a beautiful poem, and then I asked Mary McAvoy to do the voiceover, because Mary McAvoy, the actress BB in Glenroe, she is forester.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's forester. She is amazing. She lives on the farm that was in the family for generations, and she's like animal lover. She is just incredible. She's like the witch, the wise witch, and of course the beautiful voice. So she gave the voice to the ash tree, and we kind of interwoven this into the documentary film. And people cannot see the documentary film online because we are doing screenings in Ireland, community screenings. So we would travel to art centers or community rooms, anywhere.
Is a bigger piece around it that it's to encourage rewilding, or for people to consider this kind of forestry?
So we would have, the film is 25 minutes, and we would always have panel discussion after, and we are talking with people about planting trees. It's like, it has incredible effect, the film. It's also opening up people who want to speak, who can speak about their relationship to land. It's so big and so complicated.
Oh, so complicated in Ireland.
Yeah, so...
And then the afforestation thing, the piece got a bit of bad press with those awful pine forests that were just suck the life out of the land. They don't allow any life on the forest floor, and they're so dark.
Very dark. It was really like, well, you need trees like that too, you know, for building industry and all that.
I know, but when have you seen that down the country where they've huge swathes and they just...
And then they cut them and it's like a desert. Like, sure, you don't need to go far. You can just go to Dublin Mountains now. It's really sad. But of course, the department is investing a lot of money now to support farmers and landowners in planting the broadleaves, the native trees.
Yeah, the native species.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And I'm really lucky. I work in that space for them. So I am now based on this film. I'm kind of I was hired again to do short videos with the farmers who own land where they planted trees, and it's amazing. So
so you can to meet all these farmers. I
get to meet the farmers
talk about their land, because it's not, you know, in the official world it's all business and yield and whatever, but you talk to people about their land, it's a totally different story.
It's very emotional. It's very different. It's really emotional. It's like, I see, you know, I got a question a couple of times before, like, what do you know about land in Ireland? Well, I don't know anything, but what I know is that I am foreigner, and in Czechoslovakia, people lost all the land.
Yes.
Nobody owned anything.
The land, it was all,
So there was a lot of there is the experience of the sadness of people not being able to look after what's there, you know. And I get how difficult it is for the farmer to all of a sudden, you know, social narrative changed, the climate is really threatened, and I understand the farmer, the poor farmer, all of a sudden he has to change his way of thinking about the land, or no, he doesn't have to.
They've had a whole thing around cattle. I haven't been following it precisely, but
it's too much for, I mean,
it's too much. It is actually too much.
It really is too much. So it's really not, and the film, The Forest Midwife, is not judgmental. It's not telling people what to do. It's really just opening the conversations. And we've had farmers in the audience many times, and they react completely different way than you would expect based on the social narrative. They are emotional. They want to speak about the family tradition. They are saying words like love.
Yeah.
You know, it's really powerful to be able to open up this space, but you can only do it through respect to what they have done, because they are the custodians of land, and they are only trying to feed their families, and now they need to they are asked to change thinking about what they have been doing their whole life. And it's not easy. It's not easy for anyone. So the film is supporting, I suppose, I'd say, both sides of the difficult story, if you like. But I love it. I love talking.
That's amazing you found that space. Is that a space you're really concentrating in your documentary making now?
Yes, I am. It's that, and then also social issues. It's always human stories that are exciting me. The fact that there is not just, you know, the black and white. There is a lot of shades of grey, but it's like every documentarist, every true documentarist love that exact part of storytelling, not trying to untangle very often quite complex issue. that's what's really excites me.
So that your work has moved totally into the space of filmmaking now.
It did, yeah. Filmmaking, and also I work a lot. I work with Dublin South City Partnership, so I work a lot with communities in the space of storytelling. So I do photography courses for the people.
Oh wow!
Brilliant, for the partnership, and that would be lifelong learners. We do courses of mobile phone photography.
Oh.
And
I bet people love that, particularly older people.
Because, But it's really incredible because you can teach very different skills on the photography itself. You can teach people that they need to do things with purpose. So in other words, don't just snap. You need to think, stop, have an intention.
Yeah.
Maybe take the photograph. Then what we do is we also, when we go out and take the pictures in the class, then we come back and we look at the pictures on a big screen and we talk about what do we love about it, what we don't like about it. We're building community. We're opening up again the space for telling stories, because what you like in the picture might be totally different than what I like. So it's very, very exciting as well. So again, it's the enabling the storytelling. That's doing the same thing as the film does, but that's.
I think your whole story and what you've achieved since you came to Ireland is also testament to your dynamism and you have real intelligence about do the next thing.
You're very kind.
No, but I've observed it all because like I said when I met you first, you're going, so I want to work as a cleaner. And I just knew you were never, I remember saying to you, you're not going to get a job as a cleaner. They're going to go. International journalists would like to do some cleaning in Ireland. I don't think so. But along the way, you've had 2 daughters.
Yes, I've had 2 daughters.
Stella and Viola.
Stella and Viola. Yeah, they're now teenagers, 15 and 17. And they're great. They're, I don't believe I have teenage daughters. It just flies so fast. Yeah. And what can I say?
Are they connected?
Healthy, they're connected to each other.
And are they connected to the Czech?
Yes.
They go to Czech school, don't they?
They go to Czech school, so they have Czech.
Is that just a weekend school?
It's a weekend. Yeah, it's Saturdays. Saturdays.
So what do they do there? Is it Czech language and culture, or is it part of the Czech curriculum?
They have textbooks. They have to write tests. It's like school, except Czech language and history. So they do that. They had to do it like the whole kind of primary cycle. So they can also do leaving cert from the Czech language if they wanted to. But also they would go to visit their grandparents, their aunties, our friends, and they have made friendships in Czech Republic too. So they are
they're strongly rooted
strongly rooted as well. But I think Irish is definitely I mean the English language and living in Ireland, that's them more than being Czech. But
in terms of a national character, what would you say is the big similarities and differences between the Czech and the Irish way?
So I think that we have a very similar sense of humor.
I was about to say that because like I was saying, my sister lived in Holland and there was loads of refugees when the war happened in the Balkans. There was loads, and so she became friends with lots of Eastern Europeans. She used to, particularly Bosnians. She was going, oh my God, their sense of humor. It's the Irish sense of humor.
It is. It's the slugging. That's the thing. And I think that also comes from generational trauma, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh, it is. Right? It's like you couldn't pick it down. Who do you think you are?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And when you're saying that, and when you say, oh, you've achieved so much in here, I am like, part of me is like, oh my God, stop saying that, because again, it's the baseline.
It's the baseline.
Who do you think you are? Oh, don't have notions.
Yeah, but That is the essence of the Irish character. And Irish people continually say when they will go to work in America or England and put themselves down, sure, me, is it? And the American narrative is so bigging yourself up, you know.
Remember the joke about the Irish guy looking for work on the London building site?
Oh yeah, go on, tell it.
The guy on the site says, I don't think we've any work, Paddy. And he goes, the bit of work I do, you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah. But it is like
in Ireland. I have a bit in my show about my last show about it. You know, you think you're great was like a put down. You think you're great. Whereas in America is think you're great. You know, and you will be. And the
look at the trouble that's gotten them in.
No, but it's totally. But also, it is. It's nothing. There's nothing victimizing about it. It is just a baseline. So even when you asked me to do the interview with you, I was chuffed. By the way, thank you so much. But I was like, oh,
thank you,
thank you. But I was like, why does she want me? Like, maybe she doesn't have anyone to, you know, she's stuck.
That's unbelievable. You say that. I'm so in awe of you because I have seen your whole journey since you put a foot on Irish soil, and I have seen you build an extraordinary life and link into an amazing community of people. And I'm a much more kind of inner person, and I go, God, I'm looking at you go, wow, that's how.
God. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, Jesus, why does she even want to talk?
That's so funny because I'm going, wow. I look at you and I go, that's the way you do it. I mean, your journey has been just so phenomenal, and you're always doing the next thing. Like you did that fabulous book, pictures of women who did amazing things, like that Rosemary, the racing car driver, who passed away. What was it? Rosemary Smith. Rosemary Smith. I met her once on a telly program. I just loved her. She was amazing. She was
so amazing. She was really amazing.
No nonsense. She really saw the world very clearly because she forged such a unique path as a racing driver in that from her era, and she was fantastic.
She deserves a big documentary, and I'm really sorry that I did not find a producer or money or anything to do it. But I have been meeting with Rosemary until I was visiting her in the hospital before she passed away, and it was just really sad to see how this amazing, energetic woman, you know, how she left the life. I think she was 84. She was not the youngest, but
she was a powerful woman, so bursting powerful with life force.
She was so powerful. She was so funny. Like when we went to have a coffee, she was flirting with the whole coffee shop, and she was like, she was just like, there was no. She was also very shy somehow in a way. There was a lot of the Irish trauma as well, you know, but she was dealing with it so well. She was just this amazing, shining, beautiful person.
This is the wonderful thing about you, that you, with that book that you did, pictures of women in different. What was
the objective was women in unusual and predominantly male jobs. So I had all different. Like I had some women of trades. I had upseller and engineer, and I had boxer and undertaker, and like jobs that women.
And my sister, illustrator.
And your sister, illustrator. Your beautiful sister Una.
Yeah.
So different jobs, and like it was loosely connected to the male kind of connection, the male jobs. Although there is not such a thing now, or is there? I don't know. The women would probably say that very little has changed, even though the societal narrative has changed. What is happening on the ground for, I don't know, women who are firefighters. It's the same probably as it was years ago. There was no progress in terms of the the real equality, in terms of, I suppose, the space, the working space, and the way that their male colleagues are talking to them.
But there are some jobs where it's heavy lifting or it's big beefy stuff that are and should be maybe more male.
Oh yeah,
Look,
absolutely. Like I think the point is to encourage women to do whatever they want, they would like to do. And
not whatever they want, whatever whatever. You know what I mean, that they have the opportunity.
And even if they don't, they may not have the strength to lift something, but they may have other strengths that are really important in the space of, say, a building industry, or they may be women who love working with wood and they want to be carpenters. I mean, we should really we should encourage that, because what we learned also as a society is, again, we accept it now, but no, we still want our daughters to go and have the third level education and all that. But some women are, or some kids are just not happy in the third level education.
I think things are radically changing now with AI and with the way people can learn stuff, and what are the jobs that are really going to be needed in the very near future.
And it's hard skills jobs that are going to be
hard skilled jobs. If I had kids, I'd be go and have go and do an apprenticeship.
I'm saying to my girls, just be electricians, please.
It's so funny you say that. I was going, if I had kids, I'd be going, friends going, oh, what are they studying? I would go, if I had kids, I'd be going, okay, what apprenticeship are you doing? Come on, let's be practical here. You're going to have to make your way in a radically changing world.
Absolutely. It's crazy how radically it's changing, and how we are we're just stumbling behind all the time, aren't we? Like you can't keep up.
I mean, you will have really seen it in photography, because when you started, it would have been film, it would have been in the developing studio, and the whole way you related to what you were doing was so different. Then it's digital, now it's AI. But what, people can take a basic shot and then they can put it in AI, can they, and say, turn me into this portrait? And
they can. But look, I mean,
I sometimes make you go, thank God I had my career when.
I would have picked different times probably if I had to do it all over again, or I would like to go slightly before this era. I would like to be 60 or 70 now, and do it earlier.
Really?
But
really, that's interesting. Tell me where you're coming from with
that. I think because I don't know, if I would probably I wouldn't know better, but I think there were I think, like, it's really difficult to come up with a new idea anytime anyway, but maybe the market and the industry and the film industry and the creative industry was not as saturated as it is now, possibly,
I often think in like the field I'm in writing, performing comedy, like I started out in this field when I was straight after college and starved to do it, whereas now there's loads more people doing it. I think it's because the world is insecure anyway, so they go, why not go with the insecurity? But I absolutely chose the insecurity at a time when people were structuring their life slightly differently. I chose it, but now there's no choice. The world is insecure, so people go, why not?
Very true, very true. But also, I think maybe it would not be different time, but maybe I would love to go into this much earlier. I would not want to do the detour of, going to study Czech and music and journalism and.
But that is fed so much into the way you do it. And like when you're talking about the way you approach the narrative of the documentary around the forest, that is totally journalistic, literary head.
Yeah, that's true. That is actually, you're right. No, I do believe that I'm at the right place and this is the right time. I do absolutely.
Well, that was the thing. That was one thing, because we met in the Unitarian Church. I always remember, and the reason I was going to the Unitarian Church at the time is I was having a real struggling what to do next. And I always remember that it was a motif there. Several people said it to me, that you just have to believe everything is happening the way it should. It's like handing things to a bigger power sometimes, and the things happen the way they should. Yeah. And it's a kind of a belief in in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the dominant narrative that we have now is that you control everything, and there's no bigger thing, and everything is down to you. And that can be kind of there's no faith then, or
it's very disempowering, isn't it?
It is disempowering
because as an individual you really are quite limited, especially in this world of abundance of everything, and I mean the good and the bad as well. I do believe that in this world is what is really important for our progress, for anything that we do, for even be happy or succeed in work or in family life, is you need to be part of the community. As an individual, your power is really limited. And I am saying it, growing up in the communist regime that was forcing communities get together. Yeah. That's not what I mean. I mean the organic, natural growth. You know your people on the street. You meet maybe with your coworkers that you have the same, that you're on the same wave with. You join some club. Just don't be on your own, because it's not the time and place to be on our own. We need to be in the community to be able to heal as a community, to be able to heal the planet, to be able to find like-minded people, to find what our values might be. And it's even more important now with the social media world.
The strange thing about social media is it's ostensibly communal, and it's absolutely about individual. To me, I just see narcissists thrive on there, and that's such a toxic mixture, you know, that is saying it's like voice for everybody, but it's not. I find something so ruthless about it. I've read an article somewhere where there's going to be a peak social media, and then what do you think?
I wish I were the visionary. I don't know. I think it's like with everything, maybe we or some of us will just get bored with the social media, because I certainly am. I don't post as much as maybe I should. If I were posting more, maybe I would have more. But
the dilemma of it is a huge part of people's business model.
It is. That is very true.
Meta is controlling so much of the way people market, or TikTok and Meta in particular.
Yeah, it's a ruthless world, and I really don't know how to navigate in it. I would be lying if I were trying to predict something, or trying to pretend even that I understand what's happening and that I understand the algorithms. So what I am doing is just going back. I'm part of this amazing community in Kremlin, Blooming Kremlin, and Kremlin Community Cleanup. It's a huge group of people who are sharing knowledge, who are going litter picking, who are greening this part of Dublin, and it's bringing me joy because I get to meet people, and even if I'm not meeting them on a regular basis, I don't go clean up every Saturday. The knowing that there are real people in my world. They're not just the likes people, or the ticks, or
people who are avatars of themselves in a virtual medium.
Exactly. It's really, really important.
Well, it's really important. Yeah.
But also the community. It's very interesting because, and I don't want to stick on this too much, but my theory is that like you can't really change the broken system as an individual. There is no like big thing that you can do to change the climate crisis, for example. Okay, but what you can do is when you're part of the community, and the community maybe cannot change the system either, but they can do their own thing. They can start co-ops. They can almost like go beyond and under the system, and we're back to going under the system. So but I feel that it is really important. Find your own people and do things like, I don't know, plant a tree.
You have to create a piece around that idea. I think that's so important for young people too, because it can be so tempting to think that your virtual life and your virtual friends and your social media connection is real, and it's not. It's not.
Thank you for the idea. I'm really intrigued.
Because of that's a very powerful message.
Yeah.
Real people. Real connection.
That's what the documentary is going to be called.
Real people. I'm going to wrap it up there. Better. Bajgart. I had to get you told me how to, I wanted to get the pronunciation right. You went, tell me how you told me to pronounce your name.
You just say bye to the guard. So Bajgart. Well done. You did it well. Thank you.
Thank you, Beta. And here's to another, well, we've known each other well over 20 years. Yes. Here's to another well over 20 years of friendship.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.